Now, whenever I talk with Dr. Mandy Griffin, there are so many subjects that we could cover. But Mandy, thank you for sparing a few moments because I really need some help now.
It's always good to be with you, Jude. Any help I can give, I'm willing to.
Thank you very much. What I'd like to ask you is the new marking system. Now, if we just put a little bit of context to this, because the festival is ours, the Guild is ours here on the island, but in actual fact, we're part of a much bigger picture. We are affiliated to the British and International Federation of Festivals, and they have rules and guidelines that we abide by. They provide our adjudicators for the classes. And they've introduced a new marking system, haven't they, that we have implemented as of this year. Can you tell me, Mandy, what are the differences and what's it all about?
Well, I think it came about because, as you say, there are a number of different festivals and there wasn't really a cohesive marking scheme. I think festivals had their own marking systems, their own banding, their own brackets. And I think that was making it, for the adjudicators, having to swap and change depending on the festivals, a little bit complicated and perhaps a bit more complicated than it needed to be. So I think the BIF, the British and International Federation of Festivals, have decided to standardise everything across all of the festivals, or rather encourage festivals to use this standardised marking scheme. Now, it's not too different from what we've been used to here, because we've given marks for a long time. Some festivals across haven't given marks, they've given more categories. But we have given marks. But I think the difference it's made for us this time is perhaps a broader spectrum of marks are being awarded. So perhaps some marks are a little bit lower than people are used to getting, and then perhaps some marks at the other end are a little bit higher as well. And in the programme and on the marking sheets, it's really usefully got a description of what each of these marks means. And so there's about a 3 or 4 mark category for each of the bandings. And the idea is it's going to encourage the performers to know what they're working on, to sort of see where they're at and where they can work towards.
The thing that interests me, and because I've been reading that, as you say, it's in our programme, or a lot of detail about it, and the emphasis is very much on more than competition and winning. It's more about improvement, encouragement, affirmation. That it's a sort of a holistic approach to the people who are taking part, rather than saying, have you gotten the first 3 or are you the winner? Or how can you develop? What's good about what you do, and how can you be better? As a teacher, do you feel that comes through enough?
I think it's really important, actually. And when the festival movement began, one of the original people behind it, a man called Walford Davis, he said, "We are pacing ourselves together on the road to excellence." And it was all about this idea that people would learn from each other, they'd learn from each other's performance and encourage each other's performances. And I think that competitive aspect perhaps became almost like the be-all and end-all of it. And perhaps in doing this, I think the Federation are very keen now to go back to the roots, back to the idea that we're developing, we're all moving along this road to excellence wherever we are. We like to talk about journeys these days, don't we? Wherever we are on our journey, some people are nearer the beginning, some people are further along, but it's about the performance, about the development, rather than, oh, well, you did better than you, I got 3 more marks than you. I think the idea is to move away from that side of things.
Well, I think that's where we're lucky on the island, in that we've got teachers like yourself who are really concerned with your pupils having a good time and enjoying the experience. And, I can see you, I can see Chrissy Sutcliffe and other teachers who are sitting there willing their pupils to, not to win, but just to enjoy themselves and sing to the best of their ability. So you've always tried to put it into perspective, haven't you?
Yes, and I think it's a really important thing to do. I think anyone of any age, just in the leader class downstairs, I have a singer I've been working with recently who just made her very first ever adult solo singing performance in front of an audience. So I think the children up through to the adults, it's the idea that this gives them a platform, gives them a place to show what they've been working on in front of an audience, and that for me, that's really what it's about. And of course, it's great. It's great when people are placed first, and people love it and feel fantastic about that. But more important is the doing it, the taking part, getting some feedback from someone who's not your teacher, and useful things to work on in going forward.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's the independent comment and assessment, which is so very valuable. Mandy, you have always been very, very helpful. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jude.